Greetings from the land of OP. I am Rob the OPGamer, and I am bringing you Build Spotlight number 14. This episode, I'm going to be covering the Ender Quarry. Blah. I have been checking over my channel and looking at my videos and seeing what interest people are getting in it, and I've had my first ever build request. Some of you might have caught my last Spotlight number 13, where I went over infinite free magma power from Agrarian Skies map theme. I promised that this episode I would be getting into infinite free loots forever, and I will still do that. That's just going to be next time, because I am super excited. Somebody actually made a request on my channel. Blah! So happy! So happy I punched out part of my old build. That's going to bother me. So I decided to instantly go and do that build spotlight for you. This request is brought to you by Jasper Javits. Zavits? I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna mangle that name forever because that's just what we do here in America. We mangle everything forever. But you know what? You sir, are the first ever to request a build from me, so I'm super excited and gonna do it. I'm gonna have to take a quick step back from that and admit, though, that's kind of a lame build. Ender Quarry? That's it? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you. But I do actually think that just the Ender Quarry by itself is a little bit, well, boring. I can show how to make it really quick, but you know what? I'm going to spice it up for you a little bit because you got the first ever comment request. Anybody who wants to see a build done, I'm looking for things like, how would I automate this? Or how would you go about building a build like that? Because all of my builds, as you people probably noticed, have all included multiple mods and multiple ways of doing things for those mods. Everything I do tends to be my favorite ways of doing things. It's usually how I open my intros. I was just really excited today and was off my game. Usually I'm sitting there like, this is how I build things because I like to show off my favorite ways of doing things and my favorite ways of automating things. So that's what I tend to do. Hence the two different mining platforms and the way the dynamos went. My old channel I did a few things, but that's really old news because that's back from 1.4.7, that kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the Ender Quarry. I'm going to show how to set it up for you. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to auto-sort it. Auto-sort your loots. I kind of got into this a little bit when I was making the mining platforms, where if you send your loots back to your base, obviously. So we're going to get into the couple ways that this Ender Quarry does this. So first off, how to make the damn thing. You need to get yourself a bucket of water and lava, and an Eye of Ender, an iron pickaxe, a diamond, and 4 of these ender-infused obsidian. Oh, that's just information about extra utilities. This is from the extra utilities mod, obviously. These ender-infused obsidian are going to be Wait, this is the endothermic pump. That's okay. The reason that's okay is because the endothermic pump is used in the Ender Quarry recipe. So you need 2 of those guys anyway. The Eye of Ender, of course, is your Ender Pearl and your Blaze Powder. So you're going to use 2 of those endothermic pumps that I just showed you, and you are going to use ender-infused obsidian. You get 4 of them in one recipe, 4 obsidian, 1 Ender Pearl in the center. You're going to get 4 of those bad boys. So you need 2 of them here, and you need a diamond-etched computational matrix, and you need 2 ender cores, diamond pickaxe, and 1 of any kind of sapling. Literally any sapling in the game will work, because I think extra utilities, when they coded this to be any or dictionary that's just item.sapling, or item sapling, or whatever the hell. I'm not a coder. It probably shows horribly. So that's how you're going to make that bitch. The diamond-etched obsidian is 4 burnt quartz and 4 diamonds around an ender-infused obsidian, which is going to get you your diamond-etched computational matrix, which is the centerpiece of this bad boy. The burnt quartz is pretty easy. You just go to the nether quartz and you smelt yourself a block of quartz, which is 4 nether quartz. So you're going to have to get this some way. Digging out of the nether is usually the easiest way. You just smelt that bitch, you get burnt quartz. That shit looks pretty cool too when you just place it on the ground. Let me just show you real quick because it looks awesome. It's one of my favorite building materials. It's also really, really creeper unfriendly because creepers blow the shit out of it. But hey, it looks cool. Maybe build your floor out of this or something in your base because it looks really cool. I think it kicks ass. But that's just for placing it if you want to waste your nether quartz that way. The ender core is going to be 2 ender-infused obsidian, or 4 of these ender-infused obsidian, excuse me, another Eye of Ender, and 4 of these magical wood around the corners. The magical wood is going to be 4 gold ingots and a bookshelf. in the center, and 4 enchanted books. Now, what's going to happen with this is these are any enchanted book. So literally what you're going to do is I'm actually going to come over here really quick, and I'm going to just plunk down a an enchanting table. Enchant table. And seriously, all you're going to do is, when you make these things, you need 2 of these ender cores, which are 4 magical wood each. So you need 8 of these magical wood. And each magical wood needs 4 books. You're going to need 32 total enchanted books, 32 total ingots, and 8 bookshelves, which of course is going to be your 6 planks and 3 books. Book is leather and 3 paper. Oh, hey, there's a Tinker's Construct recipe for books. That's kind of cool. In case you don't have leather. Hey, that's awesome. I wonder when that was a thing. Anyway, so what you're going to do is you're going to get yourself several books. You're going to need 32 books for this bitch total. In terms of the enchanted books, that is. You still need the extra ones for the bookshelf. What's that going to be? 8 of these guys. 8, 16. So 24 books in the bookshelf, 32 books in the... You're needing nearly a stack of books. You need 48 books total for this build. So what you do is you're going to come over here to this enchantment table. You build yourself an enchantment table, which of course is going to be your 4 obsidian, 2 diamonds, and a book on top. That's a pretty easy recipe. It's a pretty vanilla recipe. And literally all you do is you come in here, and since you need 32 books, you've probably been playing from the beginning of the game. You've been digging your ores, you've been smelting stuff in the furnace, you've been getting experience killing monsters. You're probably going to have enough for this by the time you get around to building one of these anyway. But you only need 30. You need 32 enchanted books of any type. So what I usually do is I go fuck this, and I pick up the book and I put it down, and I pick it up and I put it down, and I keep doing that until I get 1. Just a 1 cost enchantment. It's going to take 1 of your enchantment levels. So all you need to do is play until you get yourself 32 enchantment levels. You just need 32 enchantment levels, and just keep placing that book down until you get a level 1 enchantment. Don't surround it by bookshelves for the extra enchantability. That's not what we're after here. We're just after 32 books of 1 enchantment level. So just keep picking that thing up and putting it down until you get any of these. So look, you can see we got protection 1, efficiency 1, and then we'll do this again. There's a 1, sharpness 1, and then, oh, there's a 1 already right off, protection 1. So we got 2 protection, an efficiency, and a sharpness. It really does not matter. So if I grab myself a bookshelf, and I grab myself 4 gold ingots, and I grab myself a crafting table, I'll just show you right now. Just like this. You're going to put this guy in the center, and you're going to put your gold around... What was it? Was it the corners? Gold's in the corners. So we'll put the gold in the corners, and then literally you just put these books up here in any way. Does not matter which books go where. Any enchantment book will get you this magical wood. Efficiency 1, protection, doesn't matter. This guy could be over there. This guy could be over there. It doesn't matter. It's any enchanted book. So maybe you found some in dungeons you don't mind getting rid of too. That's another thing that happens occasionally. You're exploring, you're running around checking out dungeons, and you get shit-ass enchantments. You're like, what the fuck am I gonna do with fire protection? I've got protection. What the shit? I don't want like fucking fire protection 1 or something like that. You get stupid ass enchantments. You have got like, but then you don't want to throw it away because it's loot. And you're like, ah, it's loot. I don't want to throw it away. So you just stick it in a chest and it sits there forever and accumulates dust. You're like, fuck you. So that's how that works out. So that's what you use that for. So once you get this guy done, you just place him down. And here's how to actually set him up. This guy isn't like a normal quarry. He's added by extra utilities, so he doesn't run off of Buildcraft landmark torches. What he does is he runs off fencing. The fencing dictates the boundaries that he's going to run on. So what you're going to do is you're going to place fencing out like this. Oh, it says unable to detect fence boundaries. That's because we haven't placed any. You right-click him, he'll tell you what he's doing. So we take it against this quarry is only connected to fence boundary on one side. So if we place one over here, we do it again, it says fence boundary stops at, and it gives you coordinates. 142775756. That's going to be right up here. Oh, yeah, there it is. 75756, 142. So basically it's telling you I've only gone out 1. What's the deal, dude? So you have to make a square out of this guy. And I don't know if you can make just like a square like this. I don't know if you can make that big a quarry. That'd be kind of a waste, though. So what the deal is this guy can go out as far as 256 by 256 on the side. That's insane. Regular quarries, when you plunk them down, they can do 64 by 64, which is going to be 4 chunks by 4 chunks, right? So 256 divided by 16 in a chunk, that's 16 chunks. That's a 16 by 16 chunk area. This guy is capable of mining 4 times the size of a normal Buildcraft quarry. Ha! I love it to death. It's so happy. What I usually do, when I've done my Ender Quarry, some of you people might have seen this in my hardcore series that I've done when I've done my Ender Quarries is it sets this up so that I do the full on range. I go out way the fuck 256. So I just count. I make tons of fence. One time I made way too much fence and I had like 1,100 fence sitting over extra after a while. But let me give you some actual figures. 256 on a side plus 255. Here's how I'm going to calculate this. If we go out 256 this way, and then we go up 256 this way, we're actually going up 255 because the Ender Quarry itself is sitting at the 256th place. Or more accurately, it's sitting at the first place. You go 1, and then you count this fence right here. This is 2. And this fence right here is 3. And then this one I just placed, that guy's 4. So however many fence. So the 256th side is the one that's not touching the quarry. But we're only going to have one of those because each one's going to connect to another one. So 256 on one side, plus 255 on another side, plus 254 because we've taken into account the 256 corner and the 255 corner, plus another 254. That's going to be 1,019 fence. Now you get 2 fence per recipe, so you need 509.5, so rounded off 510 fence recipes. Right, that's 6 sticks, 510 times 6 sticks, 3,060 sticks. 3,066 divided by 4 sticks in a recipe is going to give you 765 stick recipes, times 2 planks per stick recipe is going to be 1,530 planks, divided by 4 planks in a plank recipe, 382.5. So let's say 383 for convenience sake. So basically 2, 3, 4, 5. So you need 6 stacks of logs to make enough fence. Makes sense? Did you all follow that? If you didn't, rewind the video. I'm not doing it again. Basically, that's how I calculate my shit. So basically, I'm not going to go out the full thing. When I do my actual video, I would. But just for the sake of just busting out a video really quick, I'm just super excited. I want to do this video. So let's go out 64. That's going to be 2, 3, 4. And we're going to go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. You know, I'm going to go 32. I'm not going to make a giant deal because I don't want this guy to get much out of this range. I picked this spot to Ender Quarry. Some of you might think I did this on accident. Nope. I did this on purpose because this spot is mostly surface surface stone. Jesus, fuck. Rob, learn to talk. Shit. So I picked this spot for a very specific reason. I'll get into that in a minute here. I'm so excited. I am talking a mile a minute. Jesus, I hope you people are keeping up. If you don't, rewind the video. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to go 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. There we go. So I'm just going to drag this one back a bunch. Whoa! Don't want that. Now, when you're doing this in your actual play, you won't be cheating like I'm cheating right now. I'm obviously flying. OP Bat Mode, if you have the Morph mod installed, will help you out tremendously here. I usually find the tallest mountain I can, and I just hold shift and climb along the fence when I'm doing an actual play. That's what I did in my hardcore series. If you guys haven't seen that, go check that out. Attempt number 2, I think, was when I set this one up on camera mostly. So you make yourself a border with your fence, basically. So you're going to need the materials that costed to make the quarry and however much fence you want to fence off. Once this is finished, of course, you can go salvage that fence and then move the quarry. But that's just how that works. So this is a 32 by 32 area. It could go out way more than this. It could go 64 by 64. I'm just going to get Morpheus up here really quick, or Mobius, or what the map writer, whatever the fuck it's called. I'm just going to show you guys how big this can get. This is a chunk boundary. See, I have overlay, loaded chunks. I did that by scrolling with my mouse wheel. So you just hover your mouse over the overlay, you scroll wheel with your mouse, right, with your middle mouse wheel, you just scroll with it. You can see lots of interesting things. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go with the grid. The grid is going to show us where the chunk boundaries are. So this is one 16 by 16 chunk. Here's another one. Here's another one. So if I set this quarry up right here, he can go 16 chunks out. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 10 right here. Let's go back up. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it could do this wide by about that long right here. So if I stood, let me just show you in the map. Let's take a look. This is the bend in the river, right where this chunk corner lays. It can hit this chunk. So here's where the bend in the bay hits. This ocean bay right here. There's a bend in the sand there, and we went all the way out to where the biome shifted right here. So if I unmap, look, the biome shifts right over there, that corner. You see how the hill bumps right here, the grass changes color. There's a darker green right there and a lighter green right there. So if I set this quarry up over there, instead of right there, if I just moved it to the left a ways, and I set him up over there, he could then reach clear over there. You see the bend in the river we just looked at on the map? That's how long of a distance he can reach. And then about that much south. So that's a crazy amount of room. When I did my hardcore series, my last attempt number 2, I set this one up, I think I want to say episode 4 or 5 I got to it, and it never stopped running. By the time I died in episode 15, I think it was, somewhere in there, it was about half done. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, to get resources in that series, I hid in my base so nothing could get to me, and I set my thing to act like a server. I said open to land to act like a server, and I left the thing running for 3 straight days to get my initial resources, and then 3 more straight days without ever turning off my computer just to generate resources on that thing. And I kind of covered that a little bit when I was talking about it running in the actual series, but that was a lot of resources. I had thousands of everything, and it was half done. This thing just is nuts. So here's how we got the fence. But once you get your fence square completed, you right-click the thing. Doink, and it says Analyzing Fence Boundary, Successfully Established Boundary. Because now you've got your square, and it can see, okay, you want me to mine within this square. And it will mine everything in that square. And what it does is the Ender Quarry isn't like a normal quarry from Buildcraft, in that Buildcraft makes a giant hole, it goes and there's a huge hole to bedrock, and there's lava and water spouting everywhere. You get tons of lag from just updates, and it just pisses you off. This guy, he doesn't actually dig things out, he replaces them with dirt. He'll start this line. He's kind of operates like a mining well in every area you told him to. So he'll start right here, and he will, I'm actually not going to go right there. He'll start right there, and he's going to dig straight down to bedrock in one line. He's going to go, bah, and he's going to go straight down to bedrock, and then he's going to go over one, and then he's going to do it again. He's going to go, bah, and then he's going to go over one, and he's going to go down to bedrock. Basically at each marker location, at each coordinate within this frame. And he doesn't actually dig, he replaces everything with dirt. So what I just did was actually inaccurate. He's going to go like this. He's going to start here, and he's going to replace this guy with dirt, and then this guy with dirt, and then this guy with dirt, and then this guy with dirt, and he'll go all the way down to bedrock, and he'll start again doing it here, and he'll go all the way down. And that way there's no huge gaping hole. It preserves your landscape, it preserves your base location. It makes it look like keeps it looking nice, basically, and that's why I picked this stone section here, so you can kind of see it operating when it happens. When I turn this thing on, you'll get to see the dirt kind of replaced right here and then here, and so forth. So here's how I'm going to do this. There's a couple ways to do this guy. You have to feed him power. He takes power in the form of, I think he takes any kind of power. It says RF, though, on my waylist, so we're going to go with RF. I think you can give him Buildcraft power, millijoules, I believe. I don't know for sure. I'll have to check on that at some point, if I remember to, which I probably won't. But we're going to go with a, let me get a Tesseract here. In my previous build spotlights, I've already set up power, so we're just going to run off the base power. I'm going to give him a Tesseract right here. That's what I'm going to do. And here's how I like to do this. This is a Tesseract from Thermal Expansion. We're going to go main power, and I'm going to set this guy, I'm going to tell him to send only on items, and we're going to tell him to block fluids, and we're going to tell him receive only on energy mode. You'll know you did it right when you've got the orange arrow up here and the blue arrow down here. It'll say right here, sending items, receiving energy. And the reason why we're doing this is because this one Tesseract can do everything. This Tesseract on the same frequency can give you items, energy, and liquid, all on the same frequency. You can even have multiple types of items and multiple types of liquids on that same frequency if you had a way to sort it as it came out of the Tesseract. So that's how that works out. Tesseracts are awesome. If anybody needs more information on Tesseracts, request it. I'll do a video on those at some point, maybe, as long as it's part of a bigger overall build. So let's say that we have our base, and we're having items come out of it here. So let's do this. I already have a power source back in my base from my previous build spotlights when I was showing off the Dynamo builds. So that's where the power is going to be coming from to power this thing. But in terms of items, I haven't actually built the storage system in the base. The mock-up base I made just for looks, I haven't actually built a sorting system. So back at your main base, you're going to have a sorting system. You want to say receive only on items. So he's bringing items in. That's what he's doing. Wayla will even tell you. It says receive item frequency 1, owner OP Rob. And then you're going to get your Itemducts. Item duct. There we go. These guys are made in a thermal expansion machine, because they're thermal expansion pipes, go figure. This is a fluid transposer. You melt down energized glowstone into a regular item duct to get the impulse item duct. The energized glowstone is going to be, one glowstone gets you 1,000 millibuckets, or one dust gets you 250, but you only need 200 millibuckets per item duct. So this is a little less than one glowstone dust per item duct. It's usually, what I usually do when I build these is I do a 4 to 5 ratio. I do 4 glowstone, gives me 5 item ducts, and then I just make these in stacks. And you get your fused quartz, hardened glass. Oh wow, Ender IO, interesting. So hardened glass and 2 tin will get you 6 of these bad boys. So I usually make these in sets of 60 because that's the easiest way to do it in terms of glowstone used. So you do 2 tin, and the hardened glass is going to be in the induction smelter. You pulverize obsidian in the pulverizer machine. That's going to get you 8 pulverized obsidian. 1 obsidian gives you 4 of these. So you need 2 obsidian and 1 lead per recipe, or lead dust. Again, it's going to get you 2 hardened glass. And the reason I suggest using the impulse ducts is because they're faster by a long shot than regular item ducts. So let's get some chests here. I was going to trash can this a second ago. I was like, hey, let's just trash can this. We don't need this. It's a demonstrational video. But I'm going to do this. Let's do this. I'm just going to set up several diamond chests here because this is how I actually do it in my regular play. When I first start up, I just make some diamond chests and have it dump into it. And this is going to show you guys the items coming in because it'll look awesome. The other thing you can do is if you have an Applied Energistics system, this is another thing that you might have seen from my Hardcore Attempt number 2 series, is if you have an AE system, you can get an ME interface. If you have storage set up with storage buses, actually, you know what? I'll switch to that in a second here. Let's do this first. I'm going to show you guys this one first. This is my favorite way. You don't need an impulse. I'm sorry. You don't need a pneumatic servo to upgrade this or anything. Just make sure that you wrench this so that he's pointed out. Okay? If you're going to do thermal expansion ducts, make sure you wrench that so he's pointed out because he's receiving items. Now we're going to turn this bitch on. So we're going to go main power, click, bam. And now he's running. You see that dirt right there that just appeared? He's digging in this line. You get little particles, and it's like bling, and it goes all the way up to the sky and all the way down to bedrock. He's mining straight down right now. If you right-click him, it'll tell you where he's mining. 0.1% complete, 75 blocks, mining at 1428.5.756. Right-click him again, 142940756. So he's going down. He went over. Did you see that? He went over 1, he's going down. So now we're 2 over, and he's putting... Look how fast he's going. Shit. That is so awesome. I love Ender Quarries. Ha, man! So happy! And the little particles show you where he's at. That kicks all the ass forever. I love it to death. Do it again. Yes! Ha ha ha! Right there, you see it? So if we look over here at our quarry, look how fast that shit's coming in. He's like, wow! I'm just going to show you right here. So we've already got 9 redstone, 7 coal, 2 salt, 3 chimerite, and a shit ton of cobblestone. That cobblestone is going to get out of control really fast. So I'm going to do this. Let's get a trash can. And I am going to... Oh, you know what? Let's turn this off really quick. Let's go with this. Let's just turn this to high, so you have to have a redstone signal. So he will stop getting power and he'll stop functioning. The particles will disappear. The items will stop coming in. And now we've got a ton of shit. We've already gone over straight down a couple times. So he's going to go east to west. He'll get to the end there, and then he'll start a new row. And that's how the Ender Quarry actually functions. So instead of doing item ducts with the chests like this, which I've now demonstrated, let's get rid of these. And I'm going to show you guys how to do a AE system. Or you know what? Actually, I got a better idea. Let's show off barrels next. Because why the fuck not? What you'll need to do is you can come in here like this. Let's go deep storage units. You can use barrel... You know what? Let's do some barrels. This is a Java barrel. You can use factorization or Java barrels. I just don't think we have the factorization barrels right now. Java barrels are really awesome. They're upgradable. It's like a normal recipe where you need 1 slab and then 7 of any kind of wood, but you also need a chest in the middle. Java barrels are awesome because you can make a dolly. Let's bring this out one. And you can move these completely full up with everything in them. So you don't have to actually take everything out when you break the thing. So if we give this one of these guys... And let's just place a couple of these barrels. They function the exact same way where you right-click to put things in and left-click to take things out. Okay? And let's get some deep storage units. I don't know how that wand... Oh, that was my wand! Oh, well, whatever. It's a cheated series, who gives a fuck? Deep storage units will work. And let's go over here. And we can get those Itemducts back out. I guess I shouldn't have smashed those. Itemduct! Oh my god! There we go. We'll click these in here. And there we go. So the cool thing is that these are, since these Itemducts are from thermal expansion, these have nothing to do with the Ender Quarry itself. The Ender Quarry doesn't give a fuck what it dumps into. It's just dumping into a Tesseract because it likes to dump it because you have a Tesseract there. And then instead of doing this, we can just set this here, and we can wrench that again. And I'm going to put the cobblestone right up in here. And let's put this in here. And we'll put this in here. And we'll put this in here. And it replaces things with grass blocks, in case you didn't see that, so it'll dig up dirt too. I think that was done on purpose. So we'll put some grass there. So what's going to happen is the Itemducts are such that they will output to the nearest available inventory. So you could have your wall, you could have some deep storage units or all deep storage units. I like deep storage units best. I didn't actually show how to make those really quick. Those are from Mine Factory Reloaded. In this version, I'm going to have to clarify this right now. In this version of the game that I've got installed right now, at least in the one that I've been doing my Build Spotlight World on, this is 300 pearls, 2 Eyes of Ender, a factory machine block, and 3 raw plastic, which is 3 plastic sheets, which is 4 raw plastic, which is smelted out of a rubber or rubber bar, depending on your cross-mod compatibility, which is smelted out of a raw rubber, which is a world gen from Rubber Trees from Mine Factory Reloaded. And then this guy is 3 more of those, and 3 stone, get you 3 of them. This is going to get you 4 of these deep storage units. Now, in later versions, if you have thermal expansion installed, and you let it overwrite the recipe, it will instead be 1 of the thermal expansion machines frames right here, and 3 strong boxes, or 4 strong boxes in the sides, and 4 plastic sheets in the corners. And I don't mean like the base strong boxes, I mean the upgraded hard-ass strong boxes, so it's a pain in the ass. I don't like that. I like this recipe better, obviously. But whatever, who cares? So, yeah, now we got this dumping in here. Let's turn this back to disabled, so he'll go back to mining. Now he's over there. So now you'll get to see the cobblestone coming in and filling up this barrel. So you can do barrels too. Amen. And as it encounters anything else, the Itemducts will search for the nearest valid inventory and dump straight into there. So we got some more redstone. You saw that it went up to 19. Now we're getting more cobblestone. You can see them zipping by over here in the pipe. They're just coming straight out of there. So that's how that's going to work out. Let's turn this back to high. So let's cover a few other options for storage. So ME interface could be done like this. Let's get rid of these. How did I punch that and it fell on the ground? That's kind of weird. So we could do this, and then we could do storage buses. Let's say you have an Applied Energistics system installed, and you're going to do storage buses. That's cool. You can do that. I don't know if these storage buses have a nearest valid inventory thing sectioned in them or not, or it just picks one at random. It could be completely at random. The ME interface is going to be 4 iron, 3 glass, an ME cable, and a conversion matrix, which is 1 basic processor, another quartz, and a Certus quartz, 2 fluix dust, and 4 iron. The fluix dust is a redstone, another quartz dust, a Certus quartz dust, and a redstone. The Certus quartz you're gonna have to pulverize or macerate another quartz to get that. And then 2 of the regular ones, and then the basic processor, which is going to be smelted out of a assembly processor, which is a cutting knife, which is a tool. This doesn't get consumed in the recipe, it just takes durability damage. 2 redstone, a gold, and a silicon, which you smelt another quartz dust or a Certus quartz dust to get a silicon. So, the knife is going to be 2 of any kind of quartz, 2 of any kind of stick, and a iron ingots to make the cutting knife. So that's how that's going to work out. I wish there was an electric version of that cutting knife, because that thing just destroyed it. Does not last very long. You have to make thousands and thousands of them. It kind of pisses me off, actually. But hey, whatever. The ME cable is 3 more of those dust and 6 glass. Gonna get you 3 of those bitches. And then the storage bus is gonna be 1 of those interfaces, 1 of those cables, and 3 more iron is gonna get you the storage bus. So what happens is you can configure these if you want to. If you don't want to, leave it open. It will put whatever it can there, as long as the inventory is valid. If you do want to configure it, you can tell us, hey, only what's in there. This is partition storage currently based on what's stored in the items. It can detect that there's salt in this barrel, so it's going to say, hey, I only want salt. If you want to if you're doing a priority system, you can click the priority tab, tell us how much priority you want to, say 10 here. what I usually do with my playthroughs is I make tons of deep storage units, ME storage drives on these deep storage units, because these guys can hold 2 billion of an item. They're like barrels that can hold 2 billion. I'm going to say it again. It holds 2 billion of one item type. I'm not even going to calculate how many stacks that is. I don't even give a fuck. I have never, ever filled up one of these, even with cobblestone. I came close to my last series, though, so no big deal. In order to operate an ME system, you need an ME controller, which is one of these bitches. This guy is going to be 4 Fluix Crystal, 4 Iron, and an advanced processor. The Fluix Crystal is the same recipe as the dust, except for it uses the quartz, or the full quartz crystal instead of the dust. And the processor is going to be the same as the basic one, but except for it's a diamond instead of gold there. Otherwise, it's the same. And so you need a controller. So I'm going to put this controller right here, because that's what's bringing our power in. Hey. Is he bringing power in? He's bringing power in. Huh. Maybe he still needs a redstone duct. Let's do this. No? Really? That's a little odd. Oh, I'm not bringing power in. Herp a fucking derp. There we go. Now he's getting power. So we saw that he lit up right there. He's getting power, and he can tell you he detects 24 storage buses and 1 interface. And that's what he's going to do. So this is all you need, basically all you need, for a storage system. ME system, Applied Energistics, is capable of a lot more than that. But we're just going to go with that for now. I'm even going to put, like, here. Let's grab another storage bus. And let's put this in the trash can here. So what you do is you go through here and you take this guy, and you can tell him priority 0. So basically his priority is lowered. They all start at 1. So his priority is lower than these. So the ME system will try to fill up these barrels and deep storage units first, and if it can't, it will then trash it. That way you don't get overflow. You can also go with a chest. Here's how I tend to do things. I tend to go like this. I'll do a chest right here, and I'll do a storage unit. There we go. On the chest. And I'll tell the trash can 0, and I'll leave him at 1. And then I tend to go through here, and I'll set these all up like really high. I'll just click +10. There we go. And +10. Oh, that's the other one for still. There we go. So you go through here and you tell all these to operate at 10 priority, which means it will always try to fill up these. It goes down the line. Higher priority is better. So if it's priority 10 will get filled up first, then priority 9 will get filled up first, and you can go as high as you want to with priority. That's just a quick little tidbit on priority. And then if the highest priority is full, it'll go down to the next one. If the next highest priority it can detect is full, it'll go down to the one after that, and so on and so forth. And if your lowest priority is a trash can, you will never overflow, because it'll just get trashed instead. But again, if you have deep storage units, well, that'll just never be a problem, will it? Let me just finish getting these to 10 really quick. It's a bit of a click-happy process, but hey, whatevs. That's just what it is. And then we can come over here, and we can tell this guy, disabled, and he will go back to doing his digging. There's the particles. And we can watch, and look at that. We can see the cobblestone. There's no pipe to watch items coming through, because it's coming straight out of the Tesseract and straight into the interface. He's dumping right into the interface. And because the interface is configured to not have anything exported, it means everything that it receives is going to put away in the storage. And so all the barrels filling up, and then as it brings in other things, let's hope we get some coal or something here. Oh, there's some gravel. Now I picked this one over here. This is what I was talking about. It doesn't, I don't think it detects nearest inventory. I think it just picks something that's close by. Has it dumped anything in any of these yet? No, these bitches are all empty. These bitches are empty! Hey, there's some quartz. So cool. Let's disable him again. So that's how you would do that with an ME interface. Sweet! Let's do one more thing. I'm going to pick this guy up. We're going to right-click him here. Because he's still set to the right frequency. I'm going to get rid of that one. And I'm going to move him down here really quick. And the one last thing I'm going to show you guys is how to do this. Actually, can this even connect to piping? I don't think it can even connect to piping. Let's take a look. Oh, it can. Huh? Chest. Let's get a few more chests here, and we can connect pipes this way. And I believe if we just turn this back on, he'll just start bringing items in through the pipes. No. So it connects because Buildcraft is telling it to connect, but it actually, it looks like it connects, but it's actually not connected because it's not compatible with Buildcraft piping. So hey, no big deal. So instead of using that guy, let's go with an Ender chest. Here's another way you can do this. It will output to the nearest available inventory. So let's go with an Ender chest. And you're still going to need your Tesseract, though, because he's bringing the power in. And the Ender chest is starting to fill up. And it's getting trashed immediately, because this is the Ender chest I was using for my last spotlight with the mining platforms. So I'm going to change this thing's color. Let's grab, I don't know. Let's just grab the first dye color of any kind we find here. Let's go dye. How about that? Here's purple. Cool, whatever. Nope, no, my purple dye! There we go. And then we're going to come over here, and we're going to set this guy down right there. And did I do that in the middle? Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. Middle Ender chest color. Let's say that you want to do an Ender chest system instead. Ender chest, of course, is going to be your chest, your wool of any color, your Ender pearl, your 2 obsidian, your 4 blaze rods are going to get you an Ender chest. You'll need 2 of these, 1 for at the quarry, 1 for over here. We're going to change this guy. Oh, he's already sending items, none. Receiving items. We don't want that. Block that. So he's only receiving energy. He's not bringing power. You're bringing it in via your Ender chest. Now, you could set this Ender chest against a... If you're doing your ME system up here, you could set the Ender chest against an export bus. Or, excuse me, an import bus. Import... you'd probably want the precision. Precision import bus is made out of a basic import bus with one of those gold processors we talked about. The basic one is made out of one of those interfaces we looked at, 2 iron, a cable, and a sticky piston, which is a piston with any kind of slime of any kind or sticky substance on it. And that guy, what you can do is you can place him against any inventory, just shift right click on that, and he will pull into the system. You can tell him stack mode. You just click that, see, move single items, move stacks of items. And he will click that, and he will pull out, as long as he's connected up here to these cables, he will pull straight out of this and dump straight into the system, which would then sort it into those barrels. So if you do an Ender chest instead of the Tesseract, that's how you would do that if you don't have thermal expansion for whatever reason. You could also connect this to the Itemducts. In that case, you would need, if you were doing your Itemducts with this guy, you would need to take that, and you would need to wrench it. But the Ender chest, unlike the Tesseract, does not automatically output from its inventory. So you would need a pneumatic servo as well. And this guy is just 2 iron, 2 glass, and a redstone. And then you right-click that on there, and it would disappear, but I'm in cheat mode, so it didn't. And then you can tell this to ignore signal, and it will pull everything it can in stack mode out of this chest and send it to the nearest valid inventory, just like we showed before I did the ME system. And that's the way that you could use that with the Ender chest. Okay? You might need multiple of these because these things actually warm pretty quick. So if you find that your Ender chest is filling up a little bit, he can only do 1 item stack at a time. So even though he can do stack mode and pull out up to 64 items at a time, he can only look at 1 slot at a time. He'll do this slot, and then this slot, and then this slot. And if things are coming in too quick for him to pull out, he'll only ever be doing this slot. So you might need multiple Itemducts in order to handle this because the slots will be filling up too quick. If you find that you're having a clog problem, you might need multiple of these. But if for Buildcraft stuff, we're going to do this. And you can get yourself a engine. You can power this with any kind of engine. Redstone engine would probably suck ass because, well, it's slow as fuck. I like to use gates if I'm going to do Buildcraft. Autarchic. There we go. Autarchic gates, because you can tell this guy, hey, items in inventory, energy pulsar. Energy pulsar is going to be the thing that pulls things out of inventories, because it goes pulse, 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 and it pulls things out as it comes in. Let's see if one of them is enough to do that. This is with Buildcraft piping. 2 gold around a glass to get you 8 gold. For the wooden one, it's going to be 2 wooden planks of any kind with a glass, get you 8 of these. It's basic piping recipes. You have to start with a wooden one. Golden ones just go fast. Let's turn this back on. There we go. That's not horrible. We could probably use another one. Let's set another one up here. And let's do a, let's see, pipe. Let's get an iron pipe. Where's iron? There we go. Iron transport pipe will go like this. No, that's terrible. Nah. Then we can just wrench this with the wrench that will tell it where to go, basically. Oh. No, we don't want that either, because it'll go up sometimes. This is why I hate pipes. I never like to use pipes, because you have to tell them where to go in specific ways. That is filling up really quick. You know what? Let's just do this. I'm going to demonstrate something. Insert. There we go. That's cute. That should be plenty enough. And then we'll do the autarchic gate. Oh, the insertion pipe. Sorry. I should probably cover that really quick. The insertion pipe is going to be an iron pipe with a cactus green. Makes an insertion pipe. And then we're going to do this guy. We're going to tell him the same thing. Energy pulsar. So he'll start pulling out of the chest as well. That's still not enough. Well, it's barely enough. It's now just barely keeping up. So here's how this works out. The insertion pipe will check the inventory it's placed against, and if it's valid, it will place that. If it's not, it will go to the next one. So if this fills up, it will then go to the next chest. And if the next chest is full, it'll go to the next. Basically, this pipe says, hey, if this inventory is valid, put in here. If not, send on down the line. It will check whatever inventories it's touching. So if there was 3 chests touching this guy, it would check every chest first and then send to the next pipe. Okay? Whereas gold pipes, of course, are like any regular pipe. It'll be like, okay, I'm going to send wherever the fuck I feel like. So about 50% of the time this will go in here. About 50% of the time it'll go on down the line. The next pipe will then check. About 50% of the time it will send there. About 50% of the time it will send down the line as well. And that's how that works out. So you're probably going to want to do insertion pipes. You can do diamond pipes for filtering and all that kind of stuff too. I don't like Buildcraft pipes. I'm going to say it right now. Sorry to anybody that loves those kind of pipes. I just don't like Buildcraft pipes because they take way too much work for way too little gain. Hey, he only went over half the way. I guess he only... Oh, he does one chunk at a time. He's doing this chunk first and then moving on to the next chunk. Okay, cool. That's cool. So it's replacing with grass. I like that I picked this stone area. I like how I had that forethought. That means I can show you guys how this is digging. And if we go down, look, actually, you know what? Let's look at this. This video's pretty much over, guys, so I'm just going to go down here. Look, see, it's dirt all the way down. If we go all the way, we can go all the way down to bedrock, and it's just going to be dirt all the way down because it's replaced it. And same with on either side. Look at all that. Look at all that dirt that is placed. That's how this guy operates, which is really cool. So, that pretty much wraps up. Basically, this video, I wanted to spice it up a little bit because my very favoriteest person ever, Jasper Javits, I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher your name every fucking time. He requested to see the Ender Quarry pump, so there you go. Basically, it's my first... I like to do requests for my build spotlights. This is my first request ever, so I was very, very happy to do it. If any... Whoa! If any... Jesus, third-person front view is hard. If anybody has any requests that they want to see, please paste it in the comments. I'm looking for stuff like how would you automate XY thing, or how would you make a build out of XY thing for a build. That's basically what I would do. Here's your screenshot. Anybody? I know how all my fans love to take my screenshots at the end of my videos. So I spice this up a little bit. Here's your Ender Quarry build. Here's how to automate it. And here are the various ways in which you could use it with a storage system. There's probably more that I missed. Who gives a fuck? Hope everyone had an OP time. Make sure to like, favorite, follow, subscribe. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter /RobTheOPGamer. Peace.